Today we're going to draw a typical neuron and label all of the parts. Start off with the cell body. This is also called the soma. Next, we're going to add the dendrites. The dendrites are the part of the neuron where the message is first received. They kind of look like little tentacles coming off the soma. Next, we're going to draw the axon. The axon looks like a long, thin body that comes out of the main cell and then divides into smaller sections at the end, kind of like roots. That's the axon, and these are called the axon terminals. Around the axon, we often have what's called a myelin sheath. The myelin sheath protects and insulates the axon. It also helps to speed up the message that is sent. The myelin is made up of individual Schwann cells. So each one of these blobs is a Schwann cell that is wrapped around the axon. In between the Schwann cells, we have little gaps, and these gaps are known as the node of Ranvier. And they occur every time there's a little gap between each Schwann cell. So how is the message propagated? You have to start off first with a chemical signal. The chemical signal is called a neurotransmitter. And these neurotransmitters will be released by some kind of neuron that's in front of this one, and they will bond with special receptors on the dendrites. Once they bond to the dendrites, an electrical change will happen, and this electrical change is called the action potential. The action potential will propagate from the cell body down the axon all the way to the axon terminals. So it can only go in one direction, from the cell body to the axon terminals. It actually jumps across from node of Ranvier to node of Ranvier, which is why it goes faster when there's myelin on the axon. At the end of the axon terminals, there are more neurotransmitters wrapped inside of little vesicles just waiting for the action potential to reach them. When the action potential reaches them, these neurotransmitters are released. Between the axon terminals of one neuron and the beginning of the next neuron, there will be dendrites over here. So these are the dendrites of the next neuron. And the little space between the two is called the synapse. So the synapse is a microscopic space between one neuron and the next, and the neurotransmitters will be released across that gap.